Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and to another week of Jujutsu Kaisen, the Shibuya Incident Arc. I'm Caesar Place, and we're gonna talk about this episode. I was supposed to upload this video yesterday, but I got so caught up with just work and just catching up on sleep. Take care of yourself, people. Please make some time for yourself and a day to relax, and don't overwork yourselves, please. Just a little friendly reminder out there. But yeah, let's go talk about this episode because it's super fun but straightforward, like a very straightforward episode. Um, the episode starts off with Mekamaru explaining everything to Yuji. Last episode, we got Mekamaru like popping in like a headset in Yuji's ear. Yuji freaks out for a second. He doesn't know what it is about, and obviously after the whole incident of possible spies within the Jujutsu sorcerer school happening, Juji was going to be a little skeptical about Mekamaru claiming that he's here to help. Because honestly, if we didn't know any better, if we were looking at it from their perspective and we didn't see what Mekamaru did before he passed away, then we also would be skeptical about him out of nowhere saying, hey, by the way, I got information on something you may be interested in. So he informs Yuji and Mei and Uyui that Gojo's been sealed. So something I never bothered to think about while reading the manga was that for a minute the cursed spirits, they were unaware that they were being watched, which is super cool. Because at this very moment, when Yuji is being informed about the situation, the cursed spirits that sealed Gojo are unaware of that they're being watched, so they're unaware that other people know that Gojo's been sealed. They think in their heads, in their souls, whatever, that people are just inside the veils, and that the sorcerers think that Gojo just went in to clean up the mess and that it'll be over soon. In their head, that's what is going on. So you get after that shortly a little sequence where Gojo, while he's still being sealed, calls out Geto's soul from within the body. Now, last episode we got informed that it wasn't really Geto in front of him. It was actually a different cursed spirit whose name has not yet been revealed in the anime, but we do know in the manga. And it's one of those situations, super cool, because it's conceptualizes basically. It gets a little philosophical about what comes first, the soul or the body. Like what's in here really, like. And apparently this is a conversation that Geto and Mahito have been talking about in the past. Which one exists first? The body? Is the body the one that takes over and moves or contains the soul? Or is the soul that does all the work, and once the soul leaves the body, there's nothing left? A very philosophical question, which I fucking absolutely love. I gotta stop cursing in these videos. I always catch me saying once. So Gojo calls out Geto's body and says, "Come on, man! How long are you playing along with this soul? Are you really planning on letting this cursed spirit take over you?" And out of nowhere, you just have Geto's hand, actual Geto, not cursed spirit Geto, like start twitching and like starts choking him, like he's trying to prevent the cursed spirit from going any further, proceeding with his plans, and it catches New Geto, I guess I'll call him like that for now until we find out his real name. It catches New Geto's off guard completely, and that's where he starts having a conversation with Hanami about how, like, this is actually super cool. This is the first time this has ever happened. To which then, we get obviously the opening and whatnot, which is still a banger. I'm not skipping that opening ever. And then we switch over. We get a little introduced to some of the different groups and the fact that they're noticing a pattern when it comes down to the civilians and how they are approaching. They're going inwards or centering themselves inside, like, so they're finding it a little bit weird. So some of these sorcerer groups, like Maki's group, Hanami's and Nanami's group, they're all going inside the veil now, which we also get informed that from certain areas you can't really call anybody because the service is not available. And I completely forgot to put this on my notes, but there's one sequence where Ishiji, the informant of the sorcerers, this is like a very brutal, because he's just standing somewhere, and I forgot where it is in the episode this happens, but this is just he's just trying to make phone calls and text and whatnot, and informing people about what's going on, and out of nowhere you just see a blade go through him, and it is our a whole cursed spirit, I guess, or a human or sorcerer, the blonde guy with the ponytail, who uses a hand sword, and he just stabs him. But what's brutal about it is that you could expect it to happen once and then out, and then just watch him die. No, this guy keeps stabbing, like not twice, but 3 times. I think even more, 4 times even, I think. And you just see it happening, and Ishii is just standing there while it happens, and you almost like, at least myself, I almost like felt it a little bit too, like, ugh. It is very brutal. And minor spoiler, but this little sequence is going to start something with a certain character, which I'm not going to spoil because that's cool as hell when it happens. But in between that, the sorcerer group decide to run inside the veil. Yuji decides to, after he gets informed about from Mekamaru about what's happening and about Gojo being sealed, he decides to enter the veil himself and look for Nanami so he can inform him that Gojo has indeed been sealed. His way of doing this is by looking for a high ground and screaming it throughout the entire block, hoping that Nanami will hear it. Now, minor spoiler, but this could have repercussions, him doing this so publicly. Let's just say that. So, one way or another, we switch over to the cursed spirits again, and Mahito finally figures out that they're being watched, and they're like, oh crap. So he destroys the Mekamaru spy that was watching them seal Gojo, and they decide to talk about what their next plan is going to be, because if they can't just stand there and wait for all the sorcerers to come in and jump them. Now they got to figure out what the next move is going to be. Like, do they stay here or and guard Gojo until he gets sealed? Because something I forgot to mention, by the way, Gojo gives one less FU to the whole group. They're planning on taking the sealed box with them, and Gojo just strays up within the box, decides to push gravity downwards so that the box just gets locked on the floor. That's too heavy to be carried around. And New Ghetto basically decides to inform us that the main reason why Gojo can still do this is because the seal hasn't been fully processed yet, so it's still loading. It's started, but it isn't fully closed yet. So Gojo still has some form of control right now within that box, which is super, super interesting, super cool. And because of that, that's why they have to talk about, like, all right, what are we doing? Are we going to stay here and guard the box until it's fully sealed and we can leave, or are we going to fight? To which then Shoso and Mahito say that they want to go and kill Yuji. That's what they want to do. There's this little interesting conversation between all three of them, Yogo, Mahito, and Shoso, where they talk about what they want to do with Yuji. Yogo wants to reawaken Sukuna, so he says Yuji has to stay alive. Mahito claims that Sukuna was the B plan in case sealing Gojo didn't work out. So right now they don't really need Sukuna, so therefore Yuji can be killed, and Mahito wants to do that. Shoso wants to get revenge for his brothers, so he wants to kill Yuji and Nobara. So that's the gist of that. So they play this little game. Basically, Mahito decides that, hey, how about the first person that sees Yuji gets to decide what happens to him. So We'll see who gets to Ujuji first and what happens next. You get this little interesting sequence as well where the two young girls that OG Ghetto originally saved, and they are pissed off. They're like, "You need to stop clowning with Ghetto's body now. We did what you said, what you wanted us to do, and let go of his body now, so that we can, I guess, bury him or something like that." They're super pissed, and new Ghetto, Spirit Ghetto, tells them, "Hey, next time, next time, try making a pact with an actual curse, not with just the body of somebody, not with a human, because if you make a curse with a pact with a curse, then the pact will be more, how do you call it, more it'll be more effective. And right now, I don't have to obey you for nothing. I didn't make no promises to you." And they end up saying, "You will regret this, MF." To which we switch over to a scene where Nanami finds Yuji. He's there with Fujigoro and this new character, Ino, his student, who is super, super fond and super looks up to Nanami. I actually like Ino a whole lot. I like his curse spirit. We're going to get to see that in the upcoming episodes. And basically, Nanami says, "Alright, so Gojo is sealed. This is serious. Ino, you take care of Yuji and Fujigoro. I'm gonna go in and get in and put in work." To which Mekamaru says, "Alright, but we don't have much time right now. Gojo just trapped them in a certain place right now. We can't get to Gojo, but we gotta rush and we gotta multitask because we gotta break some seals so that we can break the veils and we can get in. But we gotta multitask in order to make it work." In other words, they're gonna have to get separated in groups. Ino gives a short little explanation of how all of this is going to work out, what's going to happen now that Gojo is sealed, and what will happen if the Curse Spirits manage to get away with Gojo sealed. And one of the big important things is that the end of human society may occur. Another thing that he brought up is that when Gojo was born, and this has been brought up before, that the balance of the world, both the power of the cursed spirits, was shifted drastically towards one side, the side of the six eyes and the infinite curse technique. So that's going to be interesting. For most likely, I think at next episode we're going to get a little explanation as to why that's actually a little important line as well. And then we get a cool little shot, a little panel, which I'll put in the thumbnail as well. That's also straight off the manga, where they say, "Time to go rescue Gojo." And you get a shot of all the different crew members who are in there. It's good and of bad guys. So overall, great episode, fun, informative, properly paced, and I know I said last week that the things are going to keep on moving right now. This felt really more like an introduction episode, I guess, towards the next couple of fights, but it's still moving the story forward. And I think this is as much as info or talking that we're going to get. I think the next couple of episodes we're going to get a lot of cool action, and I am looking forward to it. I purposely stayed away from reading the manga again just because I want to use this anime to feel fresh. I still remember a lot of like the main points of the manga, and I've said this before, but this arc has potential to be one of my favorite shonen arcs animated of all time. This is a really cool, very, very, very cool and very game-changing arc for the story. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to talk about the episode, please comment down below. If you want to talk anything spoiler-wise past this episode, please, in all caps, write spoilers and then your comment under that, please. However, we're not talking about the current manga chapters that are being released because they're super heavy spoilerish. Please, no, none of that. My name is Caesar Plays. Thank you for watching the channel. Please hit the like on the video and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in watching more of these videos. Take care, have a wonderful day, and goodbye.